Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel, The GB Gardener. What I wanted to do with this very first video was kind of take you on a unique garden tour and kind of what I do and what I have available to myself in terms of gardening. So a little background about myself. I've been gardening pretty much my whole life, whether that be helping mom and dad in their little garden that they had in the backyard, at home, since moving away and living across the country, having patio plants and all that type of stuff, as well as currently at home, kind of doing a lot of grow bags and a lot of similar things like that. So I wanted to kind of show you guys a unique situation that I have in the county that I live in here, and what's available to myself, and hopefully kind of share a little bit of that information, and hopefully you guys have something like that available in your. So I am a city dweller and I have a corner lot, so that is minimal space. Although I know a lot of people on here have maximized that space and done very well with raised beds and to that extent. I could do that. But one, I would lose all my green space and kind of play area that I have for my family and my kids. And two, my wife already thinks I'm crazy with my gardening, infatuation. So I don't want to take away too much from that. So I've been relegated to just grow bags at home, which have done really nicely. And I'll kind of post some pictures of what I have available at home. So that's what we have there. So I stumbled upon kind of this extension that we have with the county that we live in here in Wisconsin, and it's called a community garden. So not a community garden where everybody can just come and harvest whatever the heck they want. It's gardeners that have access to, I believe, 16 different garden plots in our county. And the garden plots you can rent out for the growing season. So our growing season is relatively about mid, maybe early May if we get lucky, all the way to mid and late October. So that's kind of where we are in Wisconsin here. And so what we do is my family and we rent out this garden plot. And this is, I think, my second or third year that we've done this. And you are given this plot, they till it up for you, so you don't have to do anything to kind of get it ready. It's all tilled up. They'll kind of dump fertilizers and soils in when they need to, because they take soil samples, I think, every 2 to 3 years. And then you come in and you grow what you want to grow. So whatever is good for this climate or for this growing season, you have full access to it. All you have to do is the upkeep, so watering and weeding. And that's pretty much it. And the harvesting, obviously. So you're just in charge of it. You go through it. And so what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to take you along and kind of show you how we laid everything out with this garden plot, kind of give you a rough estimate of what the size was, and we'll go from there. Part here is, as you can see, this was our lettuce, row here. Everything is bolted. It's gone to seed. We did pair that with, some good aphid detractors with some sweet alyssum here. And this is just still full bloom. Just looks absolutely beautiful. And then from there we did our onions, so our long day onions, did actually 3 rows, and then planted in between carrots. I usually have a hard time with carrots, but this year we actually got a decent amount. And then towards the back here, we did our 3 different varieties of peppers. So I have, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 garden salsa peppers. So you can see those are still going crazy. Another bumper crop with those. These are called Megatron jalapenos. So again, 10 plants there. And then our bell peppers, which are still hanging on and doing pretty well. What we did in the back is we did sunflowers for the afternoon shade to kind of protect these pepper plants from the high heat that is that afternoon sun. But unfortunately with these, we did kind of some dwarf sunflowers and they never got as big as those. So that was our first planting mistake for the year. And then back here in the corner, so I'm back over by the pepper plants over here, we did 3 rows of pole beans. And I wish you could see kind of how we had them strung up. If I have some pictures, I'll post it in the video. But we did radishes, so those have been long done. And then we did pole beans, which I'm letting to go to seed right now. So I'll actually be harvesting these so we can use these for next year. And then we went to our full sun kind of area up here, and we just went crazy with our tomatoes. So I have early girls, which are all through here. Kind of did a modified, they got super heavy, so we had to stake them and use, you know, some wire cages. I think next year what we'll do is probably do a Florida weave system, just to kind of keep everything up. Here we did some Roma varieties, and I forget the name, but I'll make sure I post it in there. This is another early girl, so everything is just going crazy. You can tell through here that these are all cherry tomatoes. I mean, just look at this one plant. There has to be at least 100, if not 200 ripe cherries on there. So I'll be harvesting those. And then we did a different variety up here. It's called Amish Gold. And so they stay like these nice golden kind of yellow orangish, kind of soft, but highly, highly recommend for sandwiches. And it's actually a pretty easy dicing tomato as well. So that takes care of kind of this tomato plot up here. Up here, what we got is finishing out 2 different varieties of potatoes. So we have Yukon Gold through here, and then Baby Reds all the way through here. And as you can see with the tomato plants, what we did is we intercropped or companion planted with 2 different varieties of basil. So we did this sweet basil and the Genovese, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, basils. So you can see this one here, and then the sweet basil in the back over there. So that broad-leafed basil over there. We did that obviously because we make a lot of sauces and everything, but at the same time to kind of deter that dreaded tomato hornworm. Okay, and you'll kind of see a lot of, you know, cropping. Oh, got a nice little bumblebee here. Keep going, buddy. Keep getting all that stuff before the fall. And so, yeah, we did a lot of companion planting, try to introduce as many pollinators as we can, because we had zucchini here. Zucchini's still going strong. If you're like me, I always end up planting way too much zucchini, and then end up giving it away to a lot of people. So we did 4 different holes this year. I think we're gonna cut it down to maybe 2 or 3, and just a couple plants for next year. Okay. Back here, you can kind of see the end of our brassicas. So the broccoli that we had is all done. We pulled that out a couple weeks ago. So we had a ton of different broccoli plants kind of through here and growing. Intercropped it with, you know, some dill through here to kind of bring in those, you know, good bugs and, you know, other bugs that kind of get rid of everything else. And then through here, we had 2 nice giant rows of peas, probably the best crop of peas that I've had in multiple years, so awesome. Then as you can kind of see as we go over to this left side over here, this is still our garden plot. So we have squash up here, cucumbers, kind of got choked out. I never have a whole lot of good luck with cucumbers, but you can see we have a lot of squash, you know, getting ready to be harvested here. That's always one of my favorite fall and winter crops to grow and eat. And then through here, again, you see the companion planting with a lot of our pollinators. So we had watermelon and cantaloupe in there. So We planted a bunch of the candy stripe cosmos, which are, I wish you guys could kind of see this. It is just loaded with, you know, bumblebees, honeybees. As you can see that one landing right there. So they're just trying to get, you know, as much as they can here before, you know, we start getting our first frost here, you know, in the next month or two. So, and then as we move on towards the back here, this is our pumpkin patch. So we got a lot of great pumpkins growing this year. We kind of went a little bit crazy and got them started a little bit too early. So here we are in mid-September, and a lot of them are ready to grow. So, you know, we have, you know, your typical ones here. We did plant some white ones. You can see that guy right there. And then we have some blue ones right in there, which are pretty cool to look at. They almost look like a giant tea kettle. And then in the back here, we did kind of some ornamental corn. And all the cosmos are kind of blocking everything, but kind of through here to finish, just to kind of set up a boundary for everything. So sunflowers look beautiful. This one, this giant, was literally grown by itself. And I just think that's kind of crazy. The stuff that you don't intentionally plant usually is the stuff that grows the craziest. Am I right? All right, so thanks for joining me today, guys. And I hope to, you know, keep you guys going on this journey. And yeah, that's it. One more thing before I showed you everything that I harvested today in the garden. There was only one thing, so in that whole garden tour that I just gave you, that was bought as transplants. So I bought it from the garden store, transplanted it in there. Everything else was grown completely from seed. I know, pretty crazy, right? If you can guess what it is, leave your guess down in the comments below. So I wanted to show everybody kind of what I all did today. This isn't all Roma tomatoes, but as you can see, there's some Amish Gold here down in the bottom, but the vast majority of these are just Romas and Amish Gold. So look at these, just absolutely beautiful. Got some early girls that were ready to get picked off as well. We'll kind of walk over here. I'll show you, like I said, I was gonna take a lot of my beans that were done and use these for seeds for next year. Yanked out a bunch of onions that were done because they were cracked over. So that means they're done for growing. Just got to dry them out now. And then just off of one plant alone, 2 ice cream pails full of cherry tomatoes. Got a couple straggler Romas, and then my garden salsa ones. So garden salsa will eventually turn all red. You can pick them when they're green. They are a lot spicier when you pick them when they're red. If you're looking for a mild pepper, these are the way to go. So thanks for joining me in the garden today. We'll see you guys next time.